Hey guys, Melissa here. I just thought we could visit for a little bit. Come and visit my channel. I am talking about all kinds of stuff in life, from family to community to faith to things that happen in life. So, this is like my coffee time, except I don't drink coffee. So, like my time on YouTube to have like a coffee time with everybody. So hopefully my ability to teach helps other women, my desire to teach, my ability helps other women learn stuff faster in life. So I have like mascara on me. I took a shower and this mascara is bugging me. It's like irritating my eye. I got some of it off, but I think I got some cream in there too. Anyways, lots to talk about. So I got stuck on the bus. You can see it on my other video today, and the bus is actually closed down at 2. And I'm like, this is amazing how this worked out because God's timing is amazing. My boss was like, why don't you go home early because, of the snow? And I'm like, yeah, definitely. I'm going home. So, anyways, the bus, I had to wait a while and then the bus broke down and then it got me home just in time before they closed down. So that's how it is in life with God's timing, right? He does things in a certain way and you're like, man, I definitely saw God's hand with that one, right? It's in the little things and it's in the big things. So, um, so I'm getting ready to go to my second job pretty soon, and we were super busy the other night. I mean, 2.5 hours nonstop, busy, busy, busy. And then, we had to say, we're not seating anybody right now because it's so busy. So, I mean, I've never had that happen in a restaurant. It was just so packed and so busy that we actually did not have any more room. The kitchen was totally overwhelmed. So we had to shut things down with taking more people in just for a little bit. So that's how busy it was. So I'm looking forward to going there. My other boss is like, can you stay and work more here? And I'm like, he's like, I hired you first, and you need to appreciate that. And I'm like, I do appreciate it very much, but I can't. I have another job and I just can't. And the time I get home, I only have a short time left. And so that's a good sign when a boss wants you to stay and work more. And then we had the big guys come in today and they were like, good job, the owners. And so I am a good worker and I have a good manager. So, our good job today, 100% was based on, a boss who's good at managing, right? Because you can go to all kinds of restaurants, and if you can have a good restaurant with a bad manager, or you can have, you know, a a like a dumpy, not dumpy, but a cheaper restaurant with a good manager with better quality, right? So it's not always those fancy restaurants like when I worked at a really upscale place. I thought when I got here, wow, I made it in life. I hit the crown of the cream of the crop, 6-star hotel. I made it to the top only to get in there and be like, whoa, you'd never think some of this stuff would happen. So it's good management is what you want. So anyways, things get stressful at work. They get stressful. You got to just not take it personal. There is disrespect. There's crazy things that happen and you just got to roll, with the punches, so to say. So anyways, I want to talk about something and this kind of goes into what I'm talking about. I'm going to just move my leg here. Um I've been listening to Christmas music and I somebody sent me something and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So in New Hampshire, they have a demon statue. And I'm like, seriously? So I looked this up on Concord Patch, right? And they had a story about it. So Ward 3 is Jennifer Kretovic. And my boys went to Boy Scouts and we know that family. And she had some comments about it. And who else? Brian Chamberlain, who's the mayor. And there was I guess what happened was the um, Tom Aspel from the city, they had a meeting and they allowed this New York company to come in and put a statue on the lawn of the state house, right, of a demon for people who want to worship a demon from a satanic temple in New York. And it's kind of like, like Jennifer was saying, like, why are we having a company from New York, put in a statue over there? And I'm from New Hampshire, and to see this is really disheartening. And also, like Brian was saying, that most religions have right now with Christ's birth, stuff about love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, all this stuff. And now we're seeing a city, just because they're afraid of litigation or something, who knows, a city come in, New York City, and put statues of a demon in New Hampshire. And I guess they've done it in Massachusetts and some other places, but come on, come on. So Kredovich was saying, Kredovic, we need to give the people of Concord, New Hampshire a vote in this in the future and give more people a voice. And I absolutely agree with that. Just because someone goes to the city, I mean, that doesn't even make sense. They should be going to the state for this, right? So, this is what happens too when you don't teach your kids about God. And, I have a sister in law, Carrie Mae, who doesn't believe in God. And this is what happens when you do an awful job with parenting, as my in laws did, where they're like, oh, there is no God. Or, my belief is equal with your belief. No, it's not. There is no such thing as every single belief being equal, right? Or my opinion is the same as yours. No, it's not. It's not on equal grounds. We talk about equality in this day and age, and not everything's equal. I mean, men get paid usually a little bit more still because they can do certain things that women cannot do. I mean, I'm not saying women can't do anything they want, because they can, but there are very far and few women who can do some things that men can do. Like, for example, I'm trying to put this in context, like China, right? She was this amazing wrestler. Well, she was built really strong. I mean, she was just built really tall and she worked at it. Not many women are built like her, right? She was an exception. So there's like certain jobs that people earn, they earn their wage. They're going to get more money. So same thing kind of like with beliefs. I mean, God says there's one God, and he says, do not worship any other God but me. And to think people, I guess there was like 10 followers or 12 followers of the temple. And, why? Why would we have this in a government setting, right? If you want to go take a demon, and put it in front of your church, your temple, and worship it, go right ahead. But to put that in the government is just kind of very weird. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know that we're not allowed to have like the Ten Commandments in some state buildings, and it's like, why not? I mean, our country, we have God on our money. God is clear not to worship any other God. So I don't know why this is happening, and I would love to dive into this. I would love to hear other people's opinions on this, but this is not right, especially now. And we see more Christians being persecuted now than we have in the last few decades here in America, right? We're seeing it come more. But we're also seeing it's in there's people saying in the news that Bibles are being brought more than ever right now, which is really good. And I haven't watched a YouTube channel on this, but Bibles are being brought a lot right now. So don't know what happened there, except there's no such thing as, I mean, we can have like, there's no such thing as a true pluralistic society. I mean, you cannot have one way or the other. Like my father used to say, it's either you're telling the truth or you're telling the truth, right? And I'm not talking about perspective. I'm talking about there are some absolutes in life. There is right and wrongs. So, You can't have it both ways. You just cannot. So, I mean, back in Jesus's day, people had, many gods, and we had the god of Diana and everything. But we want to pull people out of that pagan worship and bring them to Christ because we know that it's not the right way to live, and we know our beliefs affect everything in our lives, right? So people who don't always believe in God feel abortion's okay. I was talking to somebody about Bill Gates and how he seems to think that he's God. I mean, he seems to think he can go vaccinate who he wants in India or whatever, have vaccinations that have harmed people, or he supports abortion. And that's not him. It's not up to him to decide who lives and who doesn't, right? So, we need to be very discerning in this day and age where we are seeing people, want to go to pagan beliefs, especially at Christmas time. This is a huge slap in the face. It's an outrage for those who believe in Christ, right? And it's like nailing Christ to the cross again when people do these things. I mean, they persecuted Christ then, and they're going to persecute him now. And somewhere in the Bible, it says, I think it's in Hebrews, and I'm going to be careful how I say this, but those like my husband who has walked away from God, either someone believes in God and God does a work in him all the way till the end of his life, and he's saved, or he was never saved in the first place. And it says something like in Hebrews, I believe, once you have tasted the goodness of God and you turn away from him, there is no more sacrifice. There's like once you already know God and God died for you, and you know that he died for you, and then you turn back to your own vomit, what other sacrifice is there, right? So we need to be very careful that when we once saved, always saved, okay? That is true. But we need to make sure we are truly saved, okay? Because um, we don't want to persecute Christ again on that cross. Once he's died for us and we tasted the goodness of God, we don't want to be walking away from him. If we are backslidden, we want to repent and turn back to Christ. We don't want to go to pagan idols, right? They do nothing for us. I was watching Vikings again last night, and those pagan gods of Odin and stuff, they do nothing. They're just rocks, right? Why would you pray to stupid gods? So, what it represents even more is like liberalism with no responsibility of having to live in reality. We see that with the whole woke movement and everything. That you, like Britney Spears, thinks she's 5 years old right now. You can actually make things up so that you don't have to live in reality nowadays. And that is absolutely crazy that Britney Spears thinks she can be five now or whatever. So be careful of what you're seeing out there, especially as Christians. We're supposed to continue in the church, upholding one another, encouraging one another, knowing that the day is coming, that, there's dark days coming, and we want to stay encouraged in the Christian faith, knowing Christ is coming very soon, guys, very soon. And when my husband left me, I already knew. I already knew it was coming. I already saw it. And I already knew also Christ is coming real soon. I knew in this day and age with this economy that things would be different with my husband because we needed to do something different with the housing situation. And I knew that he would leave me because he lost the home. And I also know Christ is coming right around the corner. No one knows the day or time, but we know it is soon. So we want to get right with him before he comes. And hopefully, my husband will be a witness to his parents and his sister as a Christian. Hopefully, if he is truly a Christian, hopefully, this will be an opportunity for him to get right with God and to be a light to his parents. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.